The rain poured violently outside the Chancellor's shattered window. Inside the office, the air crackled with blue lightning and sulfur. Mace Windu lay dead in the Coruscant depths below. Palpatine stood tall, a sinister smile creeping across his disfigured face. He held out his hands. He offered the young knight the title of Darth Vader. He expected unconditional surrender. But Anakin Skywalker was no longer a desperate boy begging for answers. The fog in his mind had completely cleared. Anakin had seen the corruption of the Jedi Council. He had also seen the hollow promises of the Republic. He refused to trade one master for another. "I will learn your secrets," Anakin said, his voice cold and steady. "I will take the power to save Padmé, but I will never be your pet." Palpatine paused, the room falling dead silent. For a brief second, doubt flashed behind the Sith Lord's yellow eyes. This was not the broken disciple Darth Sidious had spent a decade manipulating. This was an unchained weapon, fully aware of his own terrifying worth. Yet, Palpatine needed the Chosen One to wipe out the Jedi Order. Swallowing his irritation, the Sith Master agreed to the uneasy alliance. Anakin felt the dark side surge within his veins. It did not bind him, it liberated him. He saw the path ahead with brutal, crystalline clarity. To build a galaxy where his family was safe, the hypocritical Jedi Order had to burn. He ignited his bright blue lightsaber, the humming blade casting sharp shadows across his cold, unyielding face. Palpatine handed down the execution order, and Anakin turned toward the doorway without a word of hesitation. He was not a servant, carrying out a master's will. He was a conqueror, embarking on his own private crusade, ready to crush any obstacle standing between him and absolute control. Smoke rose high above the majestic spires of the Jedi Temple. Under the cover of darkness, thousands of clone troopers marched up the grand steps. Leading them was not a shadowed monster in a cape, but General Anakin Skywalker himself. The temple guards did not raise their weapons until it was too late. Anakin struck first, moving with terrifying speed and absolute efficiency. There was no wild screaming. There were no reckless bursts of fury. Every swing of his blade was precise, ruthless, and fatal. He had fought beside these Jedi for years. He knew their styles, their defenses, and their greatest weaknesses. Anakin exploited every single flaw without a second of hesitation. While the clones secured the lower levels, Skywalker breached the archives. Master Jocasta Nu stood her ground, demanding an explanation for his betrayal. Anakin did not waste time debating philosophy. With a sharp flick of his wrist, he shattered her guard, ending her life instantly. He moved straight to the ancient holocrons, downloading centuries of forbidden Sith and Jedi knowledge directly into his datapad. He was not just destroying the old world, he was taking its deepest secrets for himself. Clone blasters echoed down every stone hallway as the defenses collapsed entirely. Anakin walked through the burning halls untouched, his presence in the Force feeling like a crushing black hole. The Jedi had tried to hold him back, lecture him, and limit his true potential. Now, they were paying the ultimate price for their arrogance. He walked into the High Council chamber, staring out over the flaming Coruscant skyline. The beacon had been successfully rewritten to warn surviving Jedi to stay far away. Suddenly, a private distress call chimed on his wrist comlink. It was Padmé's personal ship, signaling an emergency jump toward the fiery world of Mustafar. Ash and burning embers drifted through the red skies of Mustafar. Below the mining facility, rivers of liquid fire churned violently. On a narrow metal catwalk, former brothers stood locked in a duel to the death. Obi-Wan Kenobi swung his blue blade with desperate, defensive perfection. He pleaded with his former student to turn back, but Anakin felt only icy determination. The dark side had not blinded his senses. It had sharpened his tactical mind to a lethal point. "You were my brother, Anakin!" Obi-Wan shouted, his voice cracking beneath the deafening roar of the lava below. "The brother you held back is dead, Anakin replied, pressing forward with overwhelming physical power. Every strike forced Kenobi further onto his heels. When Obi-Wan leaped high toward the black sandy bank to claim the tactical high ground, Anakin did not jump blindly after him. Instead, he reached out through the Force, ripping the massive mining platform out of the lava bed. He threw the molten metal structure directly at Kenobi's landing zone, forcing the Jedi Master to dodge wildly. Before Obi-Wan could reset his footing, Anakin closed the distance instantly. A brutal telekinetic blast caught Kenobi mid-air, throwing him hard against the black volcanic rock. Obi-Wan dropped his lightsaber, battered, breathless, and broken. Anakin stood tall above him, staring down with cold, calculating eyes. He felt no burning flames against his skin. There was no mechanical suit in his future. His body was completely whole, and his connection to the Force was growing stronger by the second. He retrieved Kenobi's lightsaber and clipped it to his belt, leaving his broken master defeated in the dust. Anakin turned back toward the landing pad where Padmé's skiff rested, his mind entirely set on preserving the one thing he cared about most. The medical facility on Polis Massa was deathly quiet. Inside the operating bay, Padmé Amidala lay dangerously weak, her heartbeat fading rapidly on the monitors. The medical droids were utterly helpless against the mysterious loss of her will to live. Anakin stepped into the sterile room, his robes stained with the dust of battle. He ignored the panicked droids and placed his bare hands directly over her chest. Drawing upon the forbidden dark side techniques he had stolen from the Jedi archives, Anakin took control of the Force itself. He channeled raw life energy, forcing her failing heart to keep beating through sheer willpower. Padmé gasped loudly as air filled her lungs. Beside her, the cries of newborn twins echoed against the steel walls. Luke and Leia were safe, and the terrible vision that had haunted Anakin's dreams had finally been broken. He leaned down, reaching out to touch his wife's face with a gentle hand. "I saved you," Anakin whispered softly. "I fixed everything." Padmé looked up into his eyes, but she did not see the passionate man she had secretly married. She saw a terrifying, unyielding warlord whose very presence made the air feel freezing cold. She pulled away from his touch in sheer horror. "You killed them all, Anakin," she wept, holding her newborn children tightly against her chest. "You destroyed the Republic. I cannot follow where you are going." Anakin froze. The final thread connecting him to his old life snapped in that exact moment. He had broken the laws of nature to save her, yet she looked at him with nothing but fear and disgust. He slowly pulled his hand back, his face turning into a mask of pure, emotionless stone. He would provide for his family, but he would rule the galaxy completely alone. Coruscant gleamed under the rising sun, but darkness blanketed the Grand Republic Senate. Inside his vast private office, Emperor Palpatine waited for his enforcer to return. He expected a broken, obedient servant who would kneel and beg for more dark-side training. The heavy doors hissed open. Anakin Skywalker walked into the room alone, his posture straight, proud, and fully commanding. Palpatine smiled thinly, his yellow eyes narrowing at the young warrior. "You have done well, Lord Vader." The Emperor sneered. "Now, bow before your master and receive your next command." Anakin stopped right in the center of the Grand Chamber. "My name is Anakin Skywalker," he said, his voice echoing with absolute authority. "And I bow to no one." In an instant, Palpatine realized his fatal mistake. He had not broken the Chosen One. He had accidentally created an unstoppable monster he could not control. The Emperor unleashed a massive storm of Force lightning, blinding blue energy filling the entire room. But Anakin did not cower or block with a lightsaber. He caught the raw lightning directly with his bare hands, absorbing the deadly current through sheer mastery of the dark side. Palpatine's eyes widened in genuine terror. Before the old Sith could react, Anakin closed the distance with unnatural speed. His blue blade flashed through the air, shearing through Palpatine's crimson weapon before piercing the Emperor straight through the chest. The Sith Master gasped, his life slipping away in an instant. "Impossible!" Palpatine choked out, collapsing to the polished floor. "You were just a stepping stone," Anakin whispered coldly. With a single, decisive stroke, the rule of Darth Sidious was over before it had even begun. Anakin extinguished his lightsaber, stepped over the dead tyrant, and walked out to claim the ultimate seat of galactic power. The Grand Convocation Chamber of the Senate was packed with thousands of nervous representatives. Rumors had spread like wildfire across Coruscant about the fall of the Jedi and the sudden death of Palpatine. Fear and uncertainty hung heavily over the massive arena. The central podium rose smoothly into the light. Standing on it was not a wrinkled tyrant or a masked cyborg, but General Anakin Skywalker. He wore crisp, dark Imperial armor, standing tall, handsome, and unburned. The Senate floor went completely quiet. "Senators of the Republic," Anakin spoke, his deep voice carrying clear authority through every speaker. Palpatine was a traitor who manipulated this entire war from the shadows. The Jedi Council were cowards who allowed the corruption to fester. He paused, letting his words sink into the minds of the desperate politicians. "I have eliminated both threats. The Clone Wars are officially over. From the ashes of a weak republic, I give you a new order built on strength, justice, and absolute security." The chamber erupted into thunderous standing applause. The senators did not cheer out of fear. They cheered out of genuine adoration for the war hero who had saved them. Within days, Emperor Skywalker reorganized the Grand Army into an unstoppable war machine. Corrupt corporate guilds were dissolved overnight, their vast resources seized for galactic infrastructure. Pirates and syndicates in the Outer Rim were wiped out with brutal efficiency. Anakin ruled not from shadows, but openly from the Imperial Palace. He was beloved by the public, feared by his enemies, and completely unchallenged by the military. Yet, deep within the uncharted wilderness of the Dagobah system, a faint ripple in the Force signaled that the remnants of the old light had not given up their fight. The Grand Throne Room was cast in deep crimson light. Rain hammered against the reinforced glass windows high above Coruscant. Emperor Skywalker sat upon his throne, his eyes closed, sensing a sudden disturbance in the security grid. The heavy blast doors were sliced open. A tiny, cloaked figure walked into the throne room, leaning heavily upon a Geimer stick. "Blind you are, boy," Master Yoda said softly, tossing his walking cane aside. "Saved the galaxy, you think you have. Only ruin have you brought." Anakin slowly stood up, looking down at his former Grand Master without a shred of anger. "You lived in fear of power for 800 years, Yoda. I conquered it in days." Yoda ignited his small green lightsaber, launching into the air like a deadly whirlwind of pure light. Anakin drew his own weapon, meeting the Grand Master blow for blow with unmatched speed and crushing strength. The clash shook the very foundations of the Imperial Palace. Yoda used every ounce of his ancient wisdom, twisting and flipping to find a single opening in the Emperor's defense. But Anakin's physical form was in its absolute prime, completely unhindered by mechanical armor or failing lungs. With every passing second, Anakin's dark power grew exponentially heavier. He channeled raw telekinetic force, shattering the ornate pillars and throwing Yoda violently across the marble floor. Yoda struggled to stand, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He realized with absolute horror that this was not Palpatine. Anakin's raw connection to the Force was infinite, fueled by the terrifying belief that his tyrannical order was entirely righteous. "The Jedi Order is finished," Anakin declared, crushing Yoda's lightsaber beneath his boot. Yoda barely managed to unleash a blinding burst of the Force, escaping down an exhaust shaft into the rainy night below. Anakin did not even bother to chase him, knowing the broken Jedi Master was no longer a threat to his absolute domain. A decade had passed since the fall of the Old Republic, and the galaxy had transformed completely. Gone was the petty infighting of the Senate. Gone were the corrupt cartels that had preyed on the Outer Rim. In their place stood the Skywalker Empire, an empire of flawless order, immense prosperity, and terrifying military might. From the bridge of the flagship Executor, Emperor Anakin Skywalker looked out over thousands of star destroyers preparing to jump to hyperspace. Every world, from the deep core to the unknown regions, bowed to his imperial authority. Piracy was completely eradicated. Crime syndicates were long dead. To the average galactic citizen, Anakin was a beloved savior who had brought real, lasting peace to a war-torn galaxy. Behind him, two sets of footsteps echoed softly on the polished deck. Luke and Leia, now young teenagers dressed in sleek Imperial uniforms, stepped up beside their father. Anakin had raised them under his direct supervision, training them in the mysteries of both the light and dark sides of the Force. They were not broken Sith apprentices filled with hatred, nor were they restricted Jedi bound by dogmatic rules. They were his direct heirs, forged to maintain absolute control over the galaxy for generations to come. "The Outer Rim sectors are entirely secure, Father," Luke reported, his voice filled with calm discipline. "The last rebel pockets have been neutralized," Leia added smoothly. Anakin placed a proud hand on each of their shoulders. He had achieved everything he had ever dreamed of on the sandy dunes of Tatooine. He had saved his loved ones, destroyed his masters, and brought everlasting order to the stars. He was not a monster trapped in a dark suit. He was the chosen one who had bent the entire Force to his singular will, ruling forever as the unchallenged master of the galaxy.